Have you ever really stopped to think about all the invisible chemistry that makes your day possible? I mean, from the pan you cook your eggs on to the deodorant you swipe on before heading out, our homes are basically little science labs. So let's pull back the curtain and take a look at the everyday chemistry that's hiding in plain sight. And speaking of deodorant, let's just start with a kind of provocative question. Is that simple stick you use every single day hiding something a bit more complex? Maybe even dangerous? It's one of those things that makes you look at a totally normal object in a whole new way.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a tour of your own home to uncover some of this hidden science. We'll dig into how these common things work, what they're really made of, and most importantly, what it all means for you and me.
Okay, first stop is the heart of the home, the kitchen. Seriously, this place is a chemical playground. It is full of reactions that help us cook our food, keep things clean, and even add that splash of color to our meals.
First up, let's talk about that modern marvel of cooking, the non-stick pan. We have all been so grateful for it, right? Especially when you're flipping an egg or a pancake. But what is the actual secret behind that super slippery surface? Well, the answer is a substance called Teflon. And its whole job is simple: stop stuff from sticking. But the science that makes that happen, it's actually pretty incredible.
So what gives Teflon its superpowers? Well, for one, it's what chemists call inert, meaning it just doesn't react with other stuff. It also repels both water and oil, which is a really neat trick. And on top of all that, it can handle seriously high heat, way up to 327 degrees Celsius without breaking down. All of that together is what gives us that amazing wipe-clean finish.
Okay, let's move from the stove over to the sink. You've probably heard the term hard water, right? Especially if you've ever seen those stubborn white spots on your glasses or had trouble getting your soap to lather up. But what does that even mean?
Yeah, it's not about the water's texture or feel, it's all about its chemistry. Hard water is just packed with dissolved mineral salts, mostly from magnesium and calcium. And it's those tiny minerals that get in the way of your soap and create all that annoying buildup.
So how do you fix it? Well, this is where a little kitchen chemistry comes in. By adding washing soda, that's sodium carbonate, you trigger a chemical reaction. The washing soda basically grabs onto those dissolved minerals and turns them into a solid that can't stay dissolved in the water anymore. It literally falls out of the solution. And with those pesky minerals gone, the water becomes soft, and boom, you can finally get a proper lather. Now, before we leave the kitchen, let's talk about something that makes our food look so tasty: color. On one side, you have natural colors, from things like beets and spinach. And on the other, you have artificial ones. The big difference here, and it is a big one, is the potential impact on our health. Some of these man-made colors can contain trace amounts of heavy metals and have even been linked to some pretty serious health concerns, like ADHD in kids.
All right, our tour is moving on. Let's head into the bathroom. You can think of this space as your own personal apothecary, right? It's all about the chemistry of hygiene and disinfection.
Okay, here's a wild fact for you. Sweat itself is pretty much odorless. Yeah, completely. The smell that we call body odor is actually the byproduct of bacteria on our skin breaking that sweat down. So it's not you, it's them.
And that is where deodorant comes in. Its main job isn't just to cover up a smell with a nicer one. Nope, it's designed to get in there and interfere with that whole bacterial process, stopping the odor right at the source.
It sounds like the perfect solution, doesn't it? But just like with the colors in our food, you have to wonder, are there any hidden costs to the ingredients we're putting on our bodies every single day?
Well, here's the thing. Many deodorants and antiperspirants contain aluminum compounds, and some of those compounds have been linked to some pretty serious health issues. We're talking everything from respiratory problems and skin disorders to even a potential increased risk of skin cancer. It's a powerful reminder to just be aware of what's in the products we use so often. Now let's look at another bathroom MVP, bleaching powder. Its fancy chemical name is calcium oxychloride, and this stuff is a true workhorse when it comes to cleaning and disinfecting pretty much everything.
Ever wonder where that super distinct chlorine smell comes from? It's actually the result of the powder reacting very slowly with the carbon dioxide in the air. That's what releases the chlorine gas. And its cleaning power? That comes from a process called oxidation of color. Just think of it like this. It's chemically taking apart the molecules that cause stains, breaking them up so they just don't show color anymore. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, now let's zoom out. Because the same kinds of chemical principles and choices we see in our kitchens and bathrooms, they also play out on a much, much larger scale. They impact everything from modern medicine to our cultural traditions.
Let's take radioactivity. I know the word can sound a little scary, but really, it's a totally natural phenomenon where unstable elements release energy to become more stable. It's a fundamental force of nature that we've actually learned to harness in some pretty incredible ways.
And honestly, it is amazing how this power has been turned to healing. Different radioactive isotopes have become absolutely essential medical tools. You have phosphorus-32, which helps manage blood disorders. Cobalt-60 is used in treating brain tumors. And arsenic-74 can help doctors locate tiny tumors inside the body. It's a perfect example of using this immense natural force for good.
And finally, let's circle all the way back to our theme of color, but on a grander scale. During big celebrations like Rang Panchami, the choice of colors has a direct, real-world impact. Natural plant-based colors are safe, they're joyful. But the artificial alternative? Well, it can contain high levels of mercury, posing severe health risks. The choice is pretty stark when you lay it out like that.
So at the end of the day, understanding the basic chemistry of our daily lives, it isn't just interesting trivia. It's empowering. It lets us weigh the risks and the benefits, and it helps us make choices that are just better for our health and for the environment around us.
So we've toured the hidden science in our homes and even looked a little bit beyond. We've seen the good, the bad, and the brilliant. So my question for you is, now that you've seen some of the chemistry hiding in plain sight, what are you going to look at differently tomorrow?